Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are doing another Swiss Vintage Masters draft. We open Scourge of the Throne, 6 mana 5/5 with Dethrone. Whenever he attacks for the first time, untap. Oh wow, that seems really good. It doesn't have haste, but the fact that it's got... Okay, if it's attacking the player with the most life or tied for most life, then you get the extra attack phase. I see. That is pretty good. It is a 6-drop, though. I'm kind of feeling the Swords to Plowshare over the Fyndhorn Elves, just because Swords is a pretty good removal spell. I do like this thing. It's pretty powerful. You get an additional combat step or whatever, but I think I just value cheaper stuff more. It's kind of my style. Okay, so we could take the Ophidian, because I love blue. It works well with Swords to Plowshares. Remove your blocker, get in, draw another spell. Exile, on the other hand, does not work that well with Ophidian, but might be fine anyway. It's just a removal spell. It's the best card in here. I mean, Brain Freeze has got to be the best for the old Storm deck, but last time I did that, it didn't pan out so well. Let's see here. Wild Mongrel, of course, good for Madness strategies. Beetleback Chief, very good for Goblin decks. Choking Tethers, card I've come to love quite a bit. Best card in the pack, I'm not sure. I mean, Exile's fine. Exile's very good against the aggro decks. I guess I could take that. Stop your Goblin, gain some life off of it as well. It's not super amazing, but keeps us in white, keeps us a little bit more open, gives us another removal spell. I can get behind that. Okay, now we've got a second Elvish Aberration. We've got Deathblade Elite, not that exciting in white. Guy's Embrace, a card I like quite a bit, since you get the old regen off of it. Basically, if you stick this spell, they gotta exile it, which is... We just took a couple exile spells too, which is nice. I don't know about green-white beats, though. I haven't played much of that. Black-white, though, is not super appealing either. Exile doesn't lend itself to beatdown as much because it's more of a defensive spell. So I presume I want to be something a little bit more defensive. Could also take the Chainers, I guess. Just build removal. Removal that deck. Not very good against tokens, unfortunately. I'm feeling the Guy's Embrace. Someone, I think, wrote and said I overvalue that card, but I disagree. I think I value it just enough. It's a good, that's a solid aura. Okay, so we can take Phantom Nomad, which is actually very good with Guy's Embrace. This card basically becomes unkillable if it has an aura like this on it, but I guess that's kind of irrelevant because we have regen anyway. Got Elephant Guide, which I do like a lot. But maybe we're not necessarily in green. Maybe I just want to continue to cut white. I mean, Phantom Nomad is pretty good, regardless. Just a little beater. I guess Elephant Guide's probably better, though, isn't it? I mean, you stick that on a flyer, just go to town on somebody. Guess we'll take the Elephant Guide. Lends itself a little bit better to our more late game strategy. What does this do? Anka Mishra. Ooh, not that good. Oh, great. Well, I'm kind of happy we went in green because we're getting some great picks here. So, I think we just want the Tusker. Cycle and get your land is always good. Desert Twister's cool removal. Penumbra Worm's pretty badass. Nature's Lore is ramp. Tangle's fine, but we're going to take the Tusker. Very, very versatile card. I think I value this very high. I think Krosan Tusker is a fantastic card. Really lets you explore multicolor easily, efficiently. Alright. Some more good green in here. Not too much white, though. So we could take the Jungle Worm, which is fine beater. Sudden Strength, which is a fine trick. I'm fine with Jungle Worm. I actually like this card. Pretty efficient beater. not much to say beyond that. Nostalgic Dreams, good for the... I mean, I guess it's an okay spell in general. You got a bunch of lands in your hand, ditch them, get back your important spells. I could see that. And it's uncommon, but I'm more interested in the Jungle Worm. I'll get a nice 5-drop. Pretty efficient dude. Sudden Strength's a good trick too, though, but maybe I want to do more of the Aura route rather than... Here we go. Nature's Lore is great here. Nomad's good too, as is the Secluded Step, but just based on some of the fatties we kind of already have, I think I might want to explore the ramp a little bit more. Although, after saying that, I guess Phantom Nomad with the Auras is pretty good. Slap a Elephant Guide on this guy, Aura Guy's Embrace, and he never dies. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, maybe we take the Nomad. It's also very good against aggro. I mean, Nature's Lore is going to be good for ramping, but maybe if we're doing auras and ramp don't really work together, so maybe we just want to do more of a creature beatdown sort of strategy. Alright, like Saltari Emissary is going to be great with Elephant Guide or Guy's Embrace. Basically just unblockable, get in all day. Krosan Varian would also be good with these, but I think I'd rather have the potentially unblockable, in quotation marks, dude. I think he's going to pan out a little bit better. You just want that solid turn progression, 2-drop into Elephant Guide. And, I mean, that is terribly efficient. I think it's terribly efficient. I do like the Varian, though, green removal, but we're going to take the Emissary. Alright, Deathblade Elite, also very good with Elephant Guide. Could also just take the Secluded Step, though. Tribute to the Wild is a good sideboard. I think I like the Provoke, though. Provoke with Elephant Guide or Guy's Embrace is going to be really good. And it's a decent 1-drop. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. Okay, so now we can do Triangle of Ore, which is kind of a fight spell, which isn't bad. Mana Prism ramps and fixes, but... I guess we can do the Triangle of War. Alright, Provoke is very good. Armor of Thorns is decent too, but we're going to go Provoke. I think I'd rather have that with stuff like Nomad or our Auras or our Fatties. It's green removal plus card draw. It's basically a built-in 2-for-1, which I like. Although I admit, a bit more narrow than that, since you actually have to have a creature that can kill your opponent's creature and live. But if you have that requirement, then Provoke's very good. Definitely better than Triangle of War. Alright, we'll take a second Jungle Worm. Those are fine. Alright, Penumbra Worm. I don't like it as much in here if we're not going to be ramping. If we're not ramping, I don't like having multiple 7-drops. But I'm going to take the Desert Twister because it's a catch-all. And that difference of 1 mana is actually pretty significant. Especially if we already have some fatties. It'd be nice to just get more removal. I guess I can take Nostalgic Dreams, actually. Alright, Claws of Wirewood. Main deckable because it's got cycling, which I like. And we currently have no reach and no flyers, so that could be good. Ooh, Library of Alexandria is pretty awesome. Wow, Baleful Force foil dude, too. Pretty good. To the second exile in here, but I think we're just taking... It's hard to deny Library of Alexandria. You play that on turn 1, and then you get 7, and you just draw all day. It's got to be worth something, too, right? I imagine it's... Maybe it's not, but it's mythic. I guess it's not worth that much. But, still, I mean, it's playable in any deck. Hard to deny. Okay, so now we can go exile number 2, but I think I'm... Oh, never mind. We're going Battle Screech. Easy. Easy pick. This panned out for me amazingly well last time, so I gotta go Battle Screech, definitely. But if we could table Exile, Emissary, even Shelter. I guess Shelter's probably the most realistic. Brindleshote, Suchi. There's actually a lot of stuff that we could table that would make me happy. But we're gonna go for the old Flyers. Okay. Now we've got Blastoderm, which is definitely an efficient beatdown dude. Mystic Zealot, which is good. potential evasion there. I guess Blastoderm's worse because of the Elephant Guide, Guy's Embrace kind of idea we're going for. So I could take the guy with Provoke, or I could take the guy that gets bigger with Threshold. I guess Provoke's a little bit more versatile. This guy's a better blocker, though. Benevolent Bodyguard is also good, but maybe I don't need it. Croson Vereen, Mystic Zealot. Provoke is very good. His other ability is good too. I guess we take the Vereen. Vereen. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think we'll take him. He's not amazing, but he's pretty good in here. Parallax Wave, too hard to deny. Very amazingly strong card. Have to take that. Otherwise, it would have been, I think, an easy Elephant Guide number 2 pickup. Grizzly Fate as well. Geez, all the good cards for us in here. But yeah, you can't deny Parallax Wave. The power of that card is unreal. It's like, oh, I'll play this. I guess get rid of all your team and then kill you. So yeah, this is just too insane to pass. Very prominently drafted in Cube as well, for good reason. It's an insanely strong card. Okay, so now we've got Mistmoon Griffin. Pretty good if you can control the order of your graveyard. Otherwise, Blastoderm is a fine beater. They're both 4-drops. I mean, Blastoderm is, you get like 3 attacks out of it, I think, because of how fading works. And I would probably main deck it over the Claws of Wirewood. Otherwise, Mistmoon Griffin. I guess maybe Mistmoon's better because of our auras. Slap an Elephant Guide on that, and you got a monster. But Blastoderm is tough to deny because it's such a efficient dude. I guess I'll take the efficiency. Doesn't work as well with our auras, but fine on its own. Oh, wow. Some very powerful white cards in here. I think we got to take Piana, Nomad Captain. Just a really strong card. I like Imperial Armor too. Kind of goes with the aura theme that we have going. Yeah, it is pretty insane on an Emissary as well. I see. I still think I want the creature. We're kind of short on creatures. I do like Imperial Armor a lot. That card is so good. Very good card. It's tough. I'm going to go Piana. Tax is a 3/3. It's pretty tough to deny. Okay, so Aberration's a fatty. I guess we can go Harrier. Just sort of play a green-white beatdown. I can get behind that. I'm okay with that. All right, Nature's Lore is Ramp. But I think we're just going to go Benevolent Bodyguard. I like the protection, especially if we're running Guy's Embrace and Elephant Guide. You don't want to get them exiled or tapped down sometimes, maybe. So we can take the Bodyguard. I mean, you can also slap an Elephant Guide on a Bodyguard, so it's kind of cool. Alright, Deathblade Elite number 2 or Jungle Worm number 3. I guess neither are very interesting or necessary. So why don't we go the Seal of Cleansing for sideboard, because that is a very good sideboard card. I prefer to not play any more multiples of those cards. Alright, taking the Exile for sure. Like I said, we've got a good late game plan, so Exiles work really well for us, I think. Alright, so this is 23 cards, so now we're just going to start making cuts for things. We can cut the Claws of Wirewood main deck for the Mystic Zealot. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think that's probably the cut too. So we're going to take the Mystic Zealot over the second Bodyguard. I'm fine with that. Alright, we'll take the Nomad over the Breath of Life for sure. Even though Breath of Life's kind of good with the Tusker. Maybe we can cut one of the Jungle Worms for this Phantom Nomad. I guess I'd rather play Blastoderm than Jungle Worm, presumably. Alright, Shelter, good card. We'll take it. Maybe we're not jamming the Nostalgic Dreams. Just go deep on these Phantom Nomads with auras. If we can pick up an Elephant Guide or two in the next pack or another Guy's Embrace, something along those lines, we're going to be looking good. So far this deck looks okay. Let's get rid of the Triangle of War. Let's get rid of, I don't know, probably don't need the Deathblade Elite. Maybe don't need the Shelter. I think I'd still rather play Bodyguard over Shelter. It depends on how many auras I guess we end up with at the end. Okay, so now we've got a second Emissary, we've got a Mystic Zealot. Yeah, my Elder is a fantastic card. I very much like Elder, definitely. Very good. I think we're deeper white than green, but I guess we have a bunch of double green, so it doesn't matter. Emissary is going to be a better beatdown card, and Elder is just going to be a better value card. I think because of the removal, we want to go for the more value pick. It is very difficult to deny the value of Yavimaya Elder, just getting so much stuff out of it. Deck thinning, extra cards, possible tradesies. Yeah, I think we got to go Elder over Emissary. Emissary is better for a beatdown strategy, but we've got a good, we can easily be mid-range too. Like Phantom Nomads are just dudes that trade with quick decks early and then maybe come late. I don't know. I'm just feeling the Elder in general. I love that card. Alright, Elephant Guide here seems fine. Definitely. Kiravex Torch, splash for it with our Tusker and Elder. You know, honestly, that's not out of the realm of reason. But I don't know if splashing is completely necessary. Let's just go for more of the take advantage of our Nomads kind of broken ability where they can't die if you stick an aura on them, which is cool. Although I guess that's kind of counter to what Elephant Guide wants to do. But not really, I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter. Either way, you're going to end up with a 3-3, so it really doesn't matter. Let's do the Elephant Guide. Alright, Giant Mantis is interesting. Thopter Squadron gives you some flyers. It's kind of slow. 5 mana 3/3 flyer. It's just not that sexy. Giant Mantis is another 4-drop, which also not that sexy. I mean, he's good with auras, I guess, but so is Thopter Squadron. I'd probably play a Squadron over a Jungle Worm, maybe, just because of the evasion. But it doesn't block as well either. I'm not sure which one I like more. I guess I like the evasion with a little more versatility more. Alright, Symbiotic Worm is cool. Gilded Light is not that cool, I guess. Cloud of Fairies is insane for Storm. So is Deep Analysis. Wild Mongrel's fine. Even if you're not Madness, it's still very good. Symbiotic Worm just seems out of the realm of reason. 8 mana. We've got our curve at a pretty low place, which is nice with the auras that we've got and the removal and stuff. So let's play. Let's try and make this green-white beatdown thing work. I think we could actually do it fairly easily. Oh, geez. Well, here's the issue with playing multiple pianas. It's a legend, so you can't have multiples out. But at the same time, it is really good. I think we're gonna jam multiple pianas. Might be wrong because in a 40-card deck, 2 legends might be like running, 3 or 4 of them. But otherwise, I'm taking an Emissary, which I just don't think is as good as Piana. So let's take the Piana and start cutting late game creatures, I think. Oh, wow. So now we've got a second Guy's Embrace or Banalish Trapper, which taps stuff down, which is also very good. Brindleshote, which gets you dudes. Brindleshote with an Elephant Guide. dies spits out to a big boar and a big elephant. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Guess we're going for more creatures, so I think I'm going to take the Trapper for tap downs or attacks with Piana, and it's just a solid 2-drop plan. I like it. Let's do it. I want the Embrace as well, but we've already got one. Oh, geez. Well, people have always been telling me I got to take Berserk, but I mean, technically it is removal for your opponent's spells, but you got to get hit by them first. And remember, you have to cast it before the combat damage, so they still get their boost and deal that much damage to you before it's destroyed. Obviously, you can do it on your guys, especially if it's got an Elephant Guide or something. I guess that makes sense. But I kind of just want a 3rd Elephant Guide. Just go deep on that. Yeah, let's go Elephant Guide. I like Berserk too, but I like the guides more. Alright, Radiant's Judgment is a fine card, but I think we want the Noble Templar. I like how it's versatile. You get the mana fixing, or you get the 3/6 Vigilance, which seems super relevant with the Aura plan we've got. So I think we're probably getting out of Jungle Worm territory, likely. Oh, wow. Okay, well, Table and Emissary, it's a good sign. We're going to take it over the Zealot, get another solid 2-drop. Very good with all of these Elephant Guides that we have. Could take the Armor of Thorns. The likelihood of playing it seems kind of low, but we already have sideboard plenty of stuff to get rid of. Artifacts and enchantments. But then again, I'm not going to play Armor of Thorns, so maybe we just hate something. Paralyze is actually very good against us because we double up on dudes, so let's hate that. Deathblade Elite versus Giant Mantis. I mean, I guess Giant Mantis. Not too shabby. Don't really need a second Deathblade Elite, I don't think. Although Provoke is pretty bonkers. I don't think I'm playing either, but we'll take the Mantis in case we go up against the All Flyers deck or something. Alright, we're going to hate the Rescind because it's very strong against us. 3rd Emissary, that's great. So now we're just playing White Weenie Beatdown. Afterlife seems very good actually for us with a bunch of unblockable dudes. Alright, so we ended up with a pretty good deck, I think. We get to go more of an early game plan, which is nice. Multiple Pianas with all of these 2-drops. We've got some real good potential turn progressions in this deck, I think. Very good 2 into 3. Set these aside. I don't even know if we're main decking Afterlife, I guess. Exiles, though, admittedly seem worse when you're beat down. So maybe we're not on the Exile plan. Main deck, at least. Maybe we just want to play all the creatures we can in actual aggressive removal. Aggressive removal makes more sense in this deck. This is 26? Jeez. So Afterlife is removal. Shelter is a possibility. Got the Exiles, but likely don't need them. Jeez. I don't even know. Guess we have the Parallax Wave too. Triple Elephant Guide. Provoke. And all the 2-drops. Alright. So, what are we cutting? If I can get my curve down to 4, I have no issues running 16 lands. So, technically we already have our curve down to 4. Because this can be cycled and this can be cycled. The Tusker is definitely better than the Templar, so we can cut that. Just because you get to actually draw a card and get a land, whereas this just gets you the land. It does cost an extra mana, but worth it, in my mind. Um, maybe we don't even need the Tusker, because we've got 18 creatures with double Piana, which is just very good. Just really focus fire on that plan. And then I just need to make one more cut. And with all of these 2-drops, it looks really reasonable. I actually really like Deathblade Elite in here. Just 1-drop, 2-drop, Elephant Guide it, provoke whatever you play, eat it, get in. Seems really good. Provoke seems just really good with our Nomads and the Elephant Guides. But maybe we don't need to main deck Provoke, I guess. We've got double Provoke guys already. Still think Mystic Zealot is good, because it can potentially get evasion. Our removal of Swords in Parallax Wave. You would think Swords is kind of counterintuitive to what we're trying to do, and it is, but it's also a 1-mana exile effect, so obviously you run it. I guess the Mongrel can probably go. It seems a bit out of place. It's just a 2-drop. I guess we can, I mean, you can always ditch cards, and there's put the Fear of God in people. But we didn't pick up any Arrogant Worms or Root Wallas, so it really isn't going to be played to its full effect. It's basically just a bear, whereas our other bears actually do stuff. In the case of Phantom Nomad, never die with Elephant Guide. Battle Screech is actually another creature spell too, so it's more like we have 18 creatures. Maybe Blastoderm's out of place, but I mean, Blastoderm can't be affected by 4 cards in our deck, and it's at the top of our curve, and we're planning to only run 16 lands, so I guess I do see the reason to run Mongrel over Blastoderm. It's solely for more consistency in our turn progression. This deck clearly has an easy plan, straightforward, play 2-drop, play Piana or Elephant Guide turn 3, turn 4, clean up. Alright, I'm going to cut the Blastoderm, even though I very much like it. Well, maybe I cut the Provoke, because we already have a couple Provokers and some removal. Alright, let's cut the Provoke. I changed my mind. Let's just play all the creatures. So we've got 18 creatures, including Battle Screech. Good auras, very strong removal. This looks alright. Got some Trapper and a couple Provokers. Yeah, this is pretty good. I like it. I think it's a 16 land deck too. That's a low curve. So we're mostly white, and then we've got some green on top of that. We're gonna have to probably do 9/7 because we do need double green at some point. And we don't necessarily need double white extremely early, but we need double white more often earlier than double green, I guess. We really need both, so I could see the argument for 8/8, but we've just got all the white 2-drops, so I guess 9/7 makes more sense to me. Alright. How good is this deck out of 10? I'm not really sure. It's tough to say. I think it's not bad, though. I think it's pretty good. Elephant Guide played really well for me last draft, so really depends on how many blue decks we play against with Mana War and, you know, repels and other crazy bounce effects. But in terms of getting in there quickly, I like it. I don't even think this is bad against aggressive decks, because we've got a good sideboard plan against them. And flyers and catch-alls, enchantments, artifacts. Yeah, we've got some great sideboard options. I mean, Afterlife is okay in here as well, but I don't know. I like it like this. I think this is good. All right, trying it like this. We'll see you round one.